What is up, lads? How's it going? How are you getting on? And welcome back to the channel. We've got the United jersey on. We've got a double game week around the corner. We've got just over 45 minutes to go until the deadline. So hopefully a lot to discuss before the deadline. And yeah, we've a triple captaincy to discuss then as well. We've got a few there in the chat, so if you can hear me, I hope you're all keeping well. And just throw a thumbs up if all the sound is grand too. Just finished work there, so a bit of a rush to get this stream started, but we'll bait on into it. Yeah, I suppose double game week. If you watch my video during the week, I had two planned transfers until I took a step back. Then after, and then I decided I didn't think it would probably be worthwhile getting rid of De Bruyne this week to get him back in next week. So yeah, I just made me transfers this morning, but we'll get into that now in a second. But good man, John. Hopefully that's all right. I'm afraid to move this mic in case it collapses. But yeah, hopefully that's okay now. You can hear me. Fair play, John. From Florida, good man. I hope you're keeping well, John. And we'll say hello to Brian then as well too. But yeah, we'll just have a quick look at how we got on last week. So it seems so long ago since we had our last game in FPL. Very much looking forward to having it back this week. But as you can see there, 77 points. A decent week to be fair. Obviously Haaland there getting his hat-trick. And then De Bruyne came away with a return. But Kepa was probably the main differential there that stood out for us that week. All the debate then between White and Shaw came down to nothing really in the end, because they both came away with 0 points. But no harm. Hopefully Shaw makes up for it now this week, and White also gets something tomorrow morning against Everton. But good man, Robert, as well. I see Robert in the chat too. So yeah, that's how I got on last week. So just look at me rank there. I'm 322k overall now. So triple captaincy in the back pocket. Gonna be playing it this week for sure. Yeah, we've a few more in the chat there. Aditya, Robert, and Oscar. Hope you're keeping well, lads. But yeah, we've a few bits to discuss. So I suppose I might as well show you how I'm looking this week. Mitoma was a man I wanted to bring in, but unfortunately I just couldn't. I didn't think it was worth. It was more a luxury transfer, bringing him in for a hit. So I just did Kane out, Almiron out for Bruno, and Nketiah there. So tonight now, Mitrovic and Kepa. Probably want Mitrovic to score over Kepa getting his clean sheet. Mitrovic is going to be a wee bit of a differential, I think. Just having a quick look at his ownership there, not really 27%, but you'd imagine a good lot are going to get rid of him this week with Nketiah and whoever. But yeah, Bruno in Nketiah in as well. But I can just see Salim there saying why I'm on Rashford triple captain over Bruno. It's just Rashford's form at the moment. I know Bruno's probably going to be on penalties. Fair enough, yeah. Looking at his stats there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he has returned in his last 5 games, to be fair. But I just think Rashford's on another level. Palace and Leeds. I know Bruno has a good record against Leeds as well, but I don't know. Just Rashford. Was it 12 goals or 10 goals, 2 assists in his last 12 games or something like that? So Rashford's on another level at the moment. He got Player of the Month there. Looking at stats, then if you want me stats based, Salim, why I'm going Rashford over Bruno. I think Rashford has a 0.72 expected goal at home games for United. I think he's the second highest ranked midfielder. So I think Bruno was a good bit down the list then as well. So for expected goals and chances per 90 minutes, Rashford is very much highly up there. And two home fixtures, yeah. So that's why I'm on Rashford for now. But it is really a toss up between Bruno as well. But Rashford's just a man in form at the moment, so that's why we're going for him. Could be an argument as well for Haaland next week too. But I think you're kind of over dependent on that Aston Villa game. And you'll probably be seeing him taking off around the 60th, 70-minute mark with that Arsenal game on the Wednesday. Yeah, so that's why I've gone Rashford over Haaland. Extra point for a clean sheet, extra point for a goal. But yeah, that's why I'm on that at the moment. Aditya, how about benching White and Dunk in? I think you have to play Arsenal. You have to play the Arsenal player there. I know Dunk has a nice fixture there against Bournemouth. He got his goal against Liverpool, fair enough though as well. If you can play Dunk as well as White, yeah. I just think Arsenal. I know. So Dyche is going to be in there for the Everton game tomorrow. But no, I can't see Everton getting much down that game. How poor they've been the last few weeks, even though they've got a new manager. Brian, how's it going? The decision for me on selling Kane or KDB is down to KDB expected minutes. Do you think De Bruyne could miss Bournemouth or Nottingham Forest with the quick turnaround? He could, but I think I was in the same way as you there, Brian. I was looking at short term gains. So De Bruyne has the double next week. Obviously Kane doesn't, so that's why I went for Kane. I think he's fairly safe anyway over the next 2 game weeks anyway /3 games. There's every chance of the blank maybe in 24 25, but I think just for short term, and there is obviously talk of that Liverpool potential double in 25. So if he plays that Forest game at least, and then he looks like he's going to blank the next game after, you can always go to Salah there. But no, I think Brian, you need to just think about short term now. Get the lads that are playing games. And yeah, I think De Bruyne is safe for the next couple of games. So the next 2 weeks, I think he's fine there. Not Rich, get Luke Shaw in for a hit. All depends who you're taking out now. I got a message on Instagram earlier today, asking about Dallo. Should he take him out for a hit or bring in Shaw? Dallo is back in training. Question is whether or not will he play is another thing as well. But I just told him at least Shaw is going to be on set pieces. Wan-Bissaka has done fairly well. So yeah, I think all depends who you're getting rid of there, Nat. But I think Shaw is a good shout in this week, especially with the Eriksen injury. Unfortunately, he got injured, but it's good news for Shaw being on set pieces and corners as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see an attacking return or two over those two games this week. Leeds are very poor at defending set pieces. All depends who's going to play with Martial and Weghorst as well. If Weghorst in the box as well, could easily see something from a set piece. But yeah, I'd make sure Shaw's in this week. 25 is when you need to start worrying about United assets. But you can see here I've Bruno in this week. I've Cancelo on the bench there very reluctantly. I just couldn't get rid of him this week. But yeah, Bruno could potentially go to Mahrez next week, and then Cancelo to a cheapish defender who's going to play in 25 and 28. So yeah, so it should be well set up for that then. Did I transfer in Nketiah, Connor? I did, yeah. I know Jesus is back in training, whatever, or he's on the grass anyway. I just think Nketiah looks good anyway short term over the next few. Talk of 25, 26 when Jesus will be back, but hopefully Nketiah gets as far as game week 25, and we can worry about him after that. Then I don't think Arteta's gonna rush him too much back into it. We've seen what happened with Reece James. It's going to be very interesting if Reece James plays tonight. I think he'll get minutes, but I'd be very surprised to see him starting now, especially how he was rushed back for his last game, obviously when he got injured straight away. But sell Kane, Almiron, or sell De Bruyne and Mitrovic for Bruno and Nketiah. Yeah, so Rahul, that's what I was going to do. I was a toss up between those two. I think Kane and Almiron is where you need to go. At least you have Mitrovic playing then in game week 25 when the blank is. I'll just go down quickly. I don't know if they've it updated or not to 25. So they do, yeah. So if you take out Kane and Almiron there, fair enough. You're taking out Almiron, who doesn't play, but you've Kane. And then if you take out De Bruyne and Mitrovic, you're taking out two lads that play in 25. So trying to keep as many players as possible for that game week 25 fixture or game week. But yeah, I'd recommend doing what I did anyway. And yeah, Kane and Almiron out. I know Kane looks good for the next couple of games, but he's City and Chelsea over the next few as well. So you'd surely hope Bruno Fernandes and Nketiah, especially this week and next week, outscores Kane by a few anyway. At least it'll be a short term game then there as well. Zinchenko or Gabriel, Fadsley, probably Gabriel for the attacking threat from set pieces. Maybe him and Saliba look fairly solid to start anyway. I know Holding played the cup game, but I can't see Holding getting into the first team quick enough. But yeah, that's what I go Gabriel there. 2 free transfers and 2.5 million in the bank. Connor Maloney, what will I do? Sell De Bruyne for Bruno, but I've Cancelo too. I try and keep Cancelo if you can at all. Sounds like you've a lot in the bank there anyway. If you have Kane, Connor, get rid of Kane, I think, and that's your route to Bruno there instead of getting rid of De Bruyne, because you're going to be hopping on and hopping off De Bruyne there. If you take him out this week, you'll want him back next week. I might show you my plans maybe for next week. Just quickly there. So that's what I am now. I'll take out Fernandes. So, and then Kane to Nketiah. Right, so this is how I'm lining up now at the moment. So that's grand for this week. If I go next week then to GameWeek 23, you can see White, Martinelli and Nketiah as my 3 Arsenal, sorry. And then if I take out Bruno, probably to Mahrez. I just don't want to be messing with that with the Pep roulette and that back line. And then if I take out Cancelo, a lot of money there, so 10 million in the bank, so could be anyone really. I'll have to have a think about that now. Aston Villa, they play 25 and 28. Just getting in players that play in 25 and 28 is going to be the main one next week, and I'll have a decent one as well, because those 3 there I mightn't even have to play whoever I bring in, just on the basis that White has a double Trippiers against Bournemouth and Leeds have United. So yeah, that's how I'll be looking at 10 million in the bank for a Cancelo replacement is crazy money. Just kind of shows how bad the price was made this year. But yeah, we'll worry about that next week. But I think Mahrez is going to come in next week for Bruno, and then, or if not, if I'm fairly confident on Ake starting to 2, I'll probably just do Cancelo to Ake and then save taking the hit. But we'll worry about that next week anyway. Good few questions in here. So benching KDB this week, Aidan, it's not going to end well. I don't think so, man. I wouldn't be benching De Bruyne, I don't think. I know there was a few saying that he could be benched from the last game then as well, but they need to win it. I can't see him getting dropped, to be honest. They've had their break over the last week or so. Yeah, no, I wouldn't bench him. You must have a very, very lucrative team or players if you can afford to bench De Bruyne. But I wouldn't be at that. I brought in Zinchenko a few moments ago. I pondered over him or Gabriel for the past week, John. Yeah, I think even with the City, when he was playing with City, I think was it only even one assist he got. Fair enough, he got the assist the first game week of this year. So attacking output, I'd probably go for Gabriel. We'll have a quick look there between bonus points and whatever. But if you're looking for an attacking return, you'd bank on Gabriel over Zinchenko. That being said, he's only got 2 goals, but could be wrong in saying, but I'm nearly sure Zinchenko only has an assist all season. And yeah, he does. Yeah. Few bonus points in there, 7 and a 7 for Zinchenko. Looks fairly similar there, to be fair. I'll be going for Gabriel though. I know you just said you brought in Zinchenko there, but for attacking return, I'd bank on Gabriel. Robert, how's it going? Transferring Nketiah and Bruno for Kane and Andreas, or Mitro and KDB. Need to ship Doherty for -4 or play Joe Gomez. Yeah, I think you need to keep De Bruyne there, so Kane and Andreas, and play Mitrovic tonight, what I'm doing as well. And hopefully, for our sake, I know I'm fairly sure you've got Kepa as well, Robert, but yeah, I think we'll be banking on a Mitrovic goal tonight. Potentially a penalty save, and then he gets the rebound, wouldn't be too bad, but I think we need to bank on Mitrovic getting 1 or 2 attacking returns over the Kepa owners, even though we're both Kepa owners. What else have we here now? Connor, oh yeah, we went that one. Dawn, how's it going, Dawn? Do I take a -4 to take Salah out for KDB? And my other transfers are the same. I think I think no, it's not worth it this week for De Bruyne. Maybe next week, but definitely not this week. Salah could easily get something against Wolves, so no, don't do that for a -4. But next week, Salah to KDB is the right move. If that's your free transfer. But no, don't do that for a hit this week. Matthew, how's it going, Matthew? Roll the transfer or do Mitrovic and Nketiah. Team is pretty template outside of that. Bruno, Rashford, Martinelli, Almiron, Kane, Haaland. I think go for it. I know I've Mitrovic in my team there. Only reason I've Mitrovic is because I didn't want to take the hit to get him out. If I was gonna, I'd be tempted by Nato maybe for a week for a punt. But no, I'm keeping Mitrovic in. He's got that nice fixture next week against Forest, and then he also plays in game week 25. So yeah, if you asking about the bench, Andreas Bueno, at least Bueno plays in 25, and then Cancelo's going to be gone next week then. But yeah, I think Matthew, I'd probably go for Nketiah, and then you have him in for next week anyway in case he rises in price. I think there'll be a few goals for Arsenal tomorrow now, even though it is in Goodison. But yeah, no, I think Arsenal should get a few. Who do I start, lad? White or Mitrovic? It's a tough one. If you've got Kepa in goals, you probably just bank on that. Go play Kepa and White. Probably being a bit biased now with Mitrovic in my team. Well, of the two in my team. I think there's more chance of a Arsenal clean sheet than a Mitrovic goal maybe. So maybe just play a White. But don't be. I wouldn't be surprised if Mitrovic gets something tonight. But thinking sensibly, I think you go for the Arsenal clean sheet over the Mitrovic attacking return. But yeah, that's what I'd say there to you, Matthew. Or no, Matthew, yeah. No, Dan, sorry, yeah, that's what I'd say to you, Dan. Aiden, what are you saying between March, Tony, and Nketiah? Do you want to play two out of them? Probably Tony and Nketiah if that's what you're asking. Aiden, I'm not sure. But yeah, go for that. Abbas, why did I remove Kane? If you missed it at the start, just I didn't want to get rid of De Bruyne this week. I'd have to bring him back in then next week. So that's the reason for getting rid of Kane. I know he's got a nice few run of fixtures over the next few, but it's just short term gains. Yeah, I didn't want to take the hit then next week getting De Bruyne back in. So 2 free transfers this week. Nketiah in, Bruno in, and Almiron and Kane out. Wouldn't be surprised if Kane does get something against City, but De Bruyne could easily as well. Hopefully it's another high scoring game like it was in the Etihad a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, would you advise on a Brighton defender? No, they do have good run. They do have a good run over the next few, but a Brighton defender, getting in a Brighton defender is a luxury move. You should be just planning either just a City, Arsenal, or a player that plays in game week 25. Team dependent, obviously. But looking at the fixtures there for 25, if you're asked about Brighton, you'll want to be getting rid of them in 25. So obviously, if you've got a few transfers to burn, do bring in a Brighton defender. They've got a nice run over the next 2 or so games: Fulham, Palace, and Bournemouth this week. So fair enough. But I wouldn't be if you can't feel 11 now at the moment. I'd be working towards feeling 11 in game week 25. So. Wouldn't be rushing bringing a Brighton defender in. It's a lucrative move, if you can afford that this week. But no, I wouldn't be advising on it. Kane gone, Darren. Yeah, Kane is gone. Vamsi K, Almiron to Odegaard, Salah Fernandez, and keep Almiron and 2. I think you bring in Odegaard. To be honest, I lost my patience on Almiron. I know he got his assist against Southampton in the cup there during the week, but I just lost patience with him. I had him since the restart. What's that, since game week 17? So hasn't done a lot since then. I think he got something won the first game he was back or something, but apart from that, it's been fairly abysmal. But yeah, I think bring in Odegaard, then you're stocking up on Arsenal players for next week, and then Salah to Fernandez is definitely one I'd be recommending. Just Salah, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's not himself any compared to last year's. Even the Brighton game in the cup. Yeah, shocking. He had a chance there. He in the first half, old Salah would have stuck it away nicely, but no. He's definitely something wrong at the moment. He's not himself. Connor, everyone in this chat should buy this man a coffee. Fair play to you, Connor. I just threw that up yesterday. Let's see how I get on, and thankfully I'm gonna throw up a story saying thanks to everyone that actually has donated, because obviously this isn't a full-time gig, and but cheers, Connor, for saying that in the chat. Fair play to you. Hey, Kane or Mitrovic for Nketiah or Almiron for Saka? Kane or Mitrovic for Nketiah? If you can go Almiron to Saka, go for that straight away. Yeah. If the money available, go for that. If that's what you're wondering, Connor Whelan, triple captain with Rashford. Yeah, I'm fairly set in. I'm hoping now it's all locked in there. We've 23 minutes to go to the deadline, but I'm not gone mad. You can see that save your team has already been pressed. Rashford's locked in. I think was looking at Haaland next week, to be fair. It's just 2 home fixtures for United. Rashford's in the form of his life at the moment then as well. I'm expecting 2 returns at least, and that easily be a double-digit return, even if it's high chance United get a clean sheet in one game. So that's 3 points already, extra point for a goal then as well. I'm still thinking Bruno's on penalties, which is fair enough, but there's every chance Rashford can do damage against those 2 teams at home. Very much looking forward to that game tomorrow. Now it's 3:00. Need to decide whether to go back to Galway for it in the morning or just stay at home and head back to Galway in the evening for the bank holiday. But we'll hopefully we'll have a return at least from Rashford. Two returns over the 2 games, and pretty much all we have to do is beat the 8-pointer Haaland got 2 weeks ago. As long as we beat that, I'll be quite content with that. I think we're going to be very unlucky not to get a double-digit haul with that Rashford captain. But is Matoma a good transfer in for Almiron, Darren? Yeah, it is, but only if you have lads in your team for 25. That's what I wanted to do this week, to be honest. Bring in Matoma. Lovely fixture against Bournemouth at home this week. He's playing some brilliant football. But I just took a step back after, I think it was Thursday, yesterday evening, and I was just looking at my team for 25, and I think I'll be 10, 11 with a hit. So that's I'm looking. I might show you quickly the plan. So for 25, so say for example this Cancelo goes to someone that plays in 25 that has a nice fixture. Just hypothetically now, it was a nice fixture there. For defenders, we'll say Mings for now, but I don't think I'll be bringing in Mings. Just because he's cheap and he does play in 28 then as well. So that's game week 24, or that's game week 23, game week 24, and game week 25. This is how we're looking. So Rashford out, Shaw out. That'll actually be 11. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. So just with one hit, so lads, I'll be able to get to 11 players game week 25. So yeah, Arsenal stock up on City this week, because they do play in 25 then as well. And don't be doing kind of luxury transfers if you can't bring any of them in. Don't. I'd love to have Matoma this week, but I'm. It makes sense not to bring him in. Every chance he could do very well this week, but no, I won't be doing it. I won't be doing that just for the hit and the fact then it's one less player than in game of 2025. He could easily blank tomorrow, Matoma. I think he'll get something, to be fair, but it's just looking ahead to 25. You just have to think about that and make sure you have 11 players in your team for 25 then. Aditya, I've got 6 players blanking in game week 25. Yeah, will you free hit Aditya, or what are you going to do? 6 players blanking. That's a lot. I think I'd have 3 by the looks of it. Good few watching, lads. 35 watching. If you're enjoying the stream, do drop it a like, and if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 3k subs. So if you're enjoying the stream, see if we can get to 20 likes anyway in the next couple of minutes, whatever. We've a good few watching us, but we've what are we, 19 minutes to go to the deadline. see how we get on now. Thomas, is it good to hold on to bench boost till the end of the season? Love the page. Fair play to you, Thomas. Appreciate that. Put up this chip strategy there the last day. You can't really see that on the side, no. But by the looks of it now, yeah, I'm going to bench boost in game week 20 or 34. By the look of it, it's going to probably wild card into game week 33, and there's going to be a big to large double game week in game week 34. So that's the best use of a wild card and a bench boost. Then you don't have to worry about then chopping and changing between players. So it's not released yet, but we should have a big double game week in 34, 37, and 29. So for now, I'm looking at free hitting in 29. Hopefully you can see this. I'm not sure if you can. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, you can there. So free hitting in game week 29, just after the blank game week. Wild card in game week 33, and then bench boosting then in game week 34. That's what I'm looking at. I think. Can't remember who was asking there. Thomas, the bench boost. Yeah, I'd hold it for 34. If you still have your wildcard, hopefully you do as well. Wildcard 33, and then your bench boost, and you're having 15 players, which you can technically bring 15 doublers in the week before in 33, bench 4 of them, and then have 15 double game week players. Hopefully, we don't know who's doubling yet now, but yeah, just save it for now. Don't waste any chips for now. They'll be very important at the end of the season. And if you utilize that chip right, if you play it right, that could be the difference between 20, 25 points with a couple of doublers on your bench then as well, as opposed to a single game week. So yeah, that's what I'll be recommending. Where are you gone, Thomas? There, yeah. Connor Whelan, Mitrovic or Kane in the lineup this weekend. Need to leave one out to get Bruno in. I think you bench Mitrovic. So Connor, I should probably be telling you the opposite. I've got Mitrovic in my team and I took Kane out, but no, I just took Kane out to fund the Bruno, and I think Nketiah will score more than Kane. Kane might get 1, but Nketiah might get 2. But yeah, I'll be hoping for. I'm going to the opposite of Connor. I'll be hoping for a Mitrovic and a Kane blank. But I'm telling you, yeah, I think you play Kane over Mitrovic, to be honest. Especially if you've Kepa on goals, then you hope for that Kepa clean sheet. I'm just playing Mitrovic over Almiron there, as you can see. Bench 1 of Mount, Mitro, and Almiron. Who did Chelsea play actually? That's 25. Chelsea play Fulham. To be honest, I'd be getting rid of Mount, Elohim there, and bringing in Odegaard or Saka if you can. I'd say he's been very frustrating to own if you've been owning him. Yeah, bring in Odegaard or Saka if you can for Mount. It just wouldn't be mad in having him in the team now. Chelsea aren't great. I know there's the 2 wing backs coming back, but yeah, I'd probably take them out, to be honest. Who's the City priorities for game week 33 if you only have Haaland? Good question. Who's that? J361, good man. That's another thing I have to talk about. Yeah. Obviously Haaland, De Bruyne is second best, and then it's a toss up then between Mahrez and Ake. Probably lean slightly towards Mahrez ahead of Ake. Just with what Pep said today, that Ake can't play all the games at left back, so I think he said Laporte can play left back as well, or something along those lines as well. So if you're playing with Pep Roulette, you as well play with an attacker, I suppose, as well. And you've even Rico Lewis in there too. So I think obviously Haaland, De Bruyne is second, and then Mahrez a slight third, just ahead of Ake, and that's what I'd be saying. But good question, Jay. Good man. I was meant to chat about that then as well. But then the Arsenal ones then, yeah, Saka and Nketiah is a lovely pick at that price while Jesus is out. Odegaard gets ahead of Martinelli, especially with Trossard there. I seen someone spotted that Trossard's wife was having a baby, but apparently she had the baby on the 30th of January. So I don't know let us know if any of you seen that. But yeah, when I saw that headline first, I thought, great, Martinelli's gonna be solid for a couple of weeks now. But I'm fairly sure she had the baby on the 30th of January. So Trossard should be grand to be lurking around, looking to take Trossard's spot there. But yeah. Abbas, so subbed out Mitrovic and De Bruyne for Nketiah and Fernandez after watching your last video. I know, I did say at the end of it though that it wasn't locked in, and I could have changed, but yeah, I mentioned at the start of the stream that I sat down last night. I was looking ahead to 25 and even the double next week. But Abba, I think you should be alright for this week definitely. But it was just I didn't want the hokey cokey going Bruno back in, so apologies about that. But I did say at the end of the video that I had my moves made. But yeah, so could definitely pay off Abbas anyway. But yeah, no apologies about that you did that. But could definitely pay off anyway. What else have we here now? Robert, fair play to you. Don't bother doing that. No, we'll have a pint together soon enough. Don't bother getting me a coffee, whatever. But appreciate even thinking about it. But no, don't. We'll go for a pint together. Start one out of me, Mitrovic or Mbuemo. Probably Ben Mee against Southampton there. Yeah, I think you've a decent bench there, Brian. If you've those lads. So you must have a very solid starting 11 there. But yeah, probably start me to be honest. But yeah, Nketiah or Saka, I've placed some money for both. I think you go for Saka. Sorry, he's on penalties. And it'll save you down the line transferring out Nketiah when Jesus is back. So go for Saka. You've got your penalties. And yeah, I think you're sound. KDB for Bruno this game week. Definitely, yeah. If that's the only way you can get Bruno in. Do that, as I was saying there a couple of minutes ago. I hadn't considered Kane because of his run, but then when I sat down and saw that Kane, obviously with De Bruyne having the double next week, it's just short term. I went for De Bruyne then, but yeah, Ake or Akanji. I think Ake is the most solid pick now with Cancelo gone. Still crazy to think Cancelo's gone now. How good of a pick he was last year, and of course, in his first game at Bayern, he got that assist. Yeah, it's crazy. Like Trent, Cancelo, Salah, Son, Bowen even last year as well. Yeah, it's mad how things turn in FPL. But yeah. Jared, what was your question? Did I miss your question? Sorry. What do you think of Almiron to Fernandez and Kane to Nketiah? Do that. Sorry, I missed that. Jesus. No. Jared, do go for that. Yeah, no, I thought I answered that question. Apologies. They're the moves I've made now. Yeah, so yeah, go for that. Yeah, that sounds good. Apologies, Jared. Now, hopefully you're still on the stream. That you saw the answer to that. Should I stick with Almiron in midfield or replace him with Mitrovic? West Ham at home for Almiron seems favourable. Yeah, Shane. And then you can kind of bank on Kepa keeping a clean sheet then as well. So yeah, I'd go for that and just hope. I'm hoping Mitrovic myself gets something. I'm going to be hoping the opposite, to be honest, because I've got rid of Almiron. But yeah, it probably makes sense to play Almiron for the home game. What have we? 11 minutes to go to the deadline. Questions are still flying in. Jared says, "Good man, no bother, Jared. Apologies." Botman ahead of Almiron in first 11 or no? I think I would, to be honest. Yeah. West Ham at home. Yeah, I think I probably would play Botman just for that clean sheet. Almiron, he's just been very frustrating the last couple of weeks. And you've Botman as a differential then if Newcastle do get their clean sheet. Yeah, you must have a very strong lineup or defence there. Whoever asked that question, Pubble Skull. Because Sean White are very good picks this week. But fair enough, yeah. No, I'd probably play Botman. I sold KDB. I didn't say it earlier, but I'll get KD back in game week 23 or Mars and keep the money in the bank for Salah. And I'll have 3 Arsenal, 3 United, 2 United, or 3 City, 2 United and Kane. That sounds good, Brian. Yeah, good man. I think I'm just going back to what I was saying. I just didn't want to get rid of De Bruyne and have him back in. Then again, that week, I'm fairly sure I had a thing up on Instagram saying that I was changing my moves or something. Unless you didn't see that. But yeah, no, I just didn't want to do the in and out with De Bruyne. But yeah. Mara's in next week. Exhaust. Yeah, I think so. Just have a quick look if you missed earlier on what I'm probably gonna do then. So Mara's in. 5.7 million in the bank is crazy. But yeah, it's either going to be Mara's in, and I had Cancelo there, or just do Cancelo to Ake. But it's crazy looking at that amount of money in the bank. But yeah, probably Mahrez. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how this week goes, and if Mahrez comes out unscathed from the Spurs game. Hopefully he stays quiet, because he's a very nice differential at the moment. KDB to Bruno for a hit. If you can get Bruno without taking a hit, obviously, but I'd be very tempted, to be honest, to bring in Bruno. Yeah, just those 2 home fixtures. There's 2 lads asking there, even Ranch as well. I probably would, to be honest. It's a pity you don't have the free transfer, but yeah, I probably would go for it. So just temporary, fair enough. Yeah, and if you're hopping on back, then next week, yeah. Nketiah or Kane, Connor H for this week alone. Short term, looking as well at their double next week. I think Nketiah. Longer term is Kane. Just for a quick look at Kane's fixtures there. He does have a few nice ones after the City one. And then go down to Kane there. So you can see his fixtures there. I should skip all the Dubs questions, Thomas. Jesus. No comment on that, Thomas, but if Jared's still watching, he'll be coming for you. Looking at Kane's fixtures there, lovely ones after. I know he's a great record against Leicester there, so could hurt me next week now not having Kane in the team. But that run up until 30, 31, 32 is very nice. So might have to jump back on Kane come that time. But Evan isn't tempted by the triple captain. I have it played there, Evan. I don't know if you're asking me am I playing it or what. Let us know, Evan. Are you saving it for Haaland next week then, or what are you doing? Or but yeah, no, I think this week is the week to play it, especially going back to this post that I was chatting about there. All these scenarios talk about playing them during double game weeks, your wild card, your free hit, your bench boost. So if you've still got your triple captain to play, you're going to miss out on your bench boost. So now is the time to play it, especially when Rashford, even Haaland next week. So make sure you have a play either between 20, 22 and 23, and then you can worry about playing your chips then, the main chips later on in the season. Mahrez or KDB for long term and double game week. I probably would prefer KDB, to be honest. He surely is the most nailed on at the moment, you'd imagine. Darren's looking for a few leaked lineups. We'll see, do we hear anything before the deadline? 6 minutes to go to the deadline, so lads, if you're enjoying the stream, we're on 23 likes, fair play to you. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. And yeah, we've 6 minutes to go now. Not seeing anything now at the moment from team news wise, Darren. So with the Chelsea lineup, I don't think many will have them anyway. Just Kepa really. But yeah, any other questions, lads, do send them in. Just make sure I'm all kind of locked in here now. The Dubs are still getting slagged by everyone in the comments. No team news I'm not seeing at the moment. It's a good question there, Paul. I'm seeing that one there. Just 2 seconds, let me take a screenshot of this team. Am I worried about White's minutes? Not White's minutes now, but Martinelli's definitely. I know he signed his new contract today or whatever, but there's every chance there's going to be rotation with Trossard coming in. He did fairly alright when he came on against United, and he looked lively. And I think Odegaard, they spoke a lot after the United game. Odegaard drifting out wide to Saka's wing is affecting Martinelli's output as well, in fantasy terms anyway. But yeah, if I was able to go to Odegaard from Martinelli, I would. But it's just I can't do it. It's not worth it's a bit of a sideways move. It's not worth the hit. So that's why I'm not going for Odegaard over Martinelli. I just have to keep him, and hopefully he gets played minutes over the double game. We can worry about him then in a couple of weeks' time. But no, good question. Start Mitrovic over Batman or Gabby. Who is Gabby? Evan O'Shea. Am I gone mind blank there? I know Paul the Tomiyasu as well, but White looks fairly solid. I know people were saying he got taken off against United, he got taken off against Brighton a minute early, whatever. But that was just a tactical change against United. Arteta doesn't change his team. I'd be very surprised now if White doesn't start that game tomorrow. But yeah, no, good shout though, but no. Martinelli, Evan, sorry. Start Mitro over Botman or Martinelli. No, I think you play Botman. Yeah, I'll be hoping for a Mitro to return tonight, to be honest. But no, Botman, yeah. Every chance Newcastle gets that clean sheet against a poor West Ham side, and Botman is a nice differential then if you have the double up with Trippier. Yeah, so that's what I'll be saying there. But yeah, 3 minutes to go. Make sure everything is locked in, lads. Any other questions, send them in before the deadline, and we'll get to them. Even if doesn't have to be FPL. What do you have for the bank holiday? I know there's probably a good lot in Ireland that aren't watching, but if you're somewhere else, we've bank holiday in Ireland on Monday. Let us know what you're doing for the long weekend. I'll be watching a lot of football anyway, as I do every weekend. But yeah, what are we? 2.5 minutes to go, so we've a lot there. Arsenal, lads, yeah. Martinelli, going back to that, yeah. Small bit worried, but we'll worry about that. It's his spot to lose at the moment. I can see him starting tomorrow surely, against Everton, so wouldn't worry about that. But a couple of weeks time maybe, especially when the fixtures are coming thick and fast. Even could potentially be rested for the double game against Brentford at home. Trossard might get a goal there, but hopefully he doesn't. Yeah, good man, Dan. You're going for the triple captain Rashford there, yeah. Yeah, here's hoping. Surely, a lovely return. As long as we get more than Haaland did over the last few, I think that's definitely worthwhile. Very chilled deadline stream this week. We've no team news by the look of it. I'll just have a quick look again, but I don't think we do. No. We will, though, I'd say in about 10 minutes, but not now at the moment. Make sure Rashford's triple captain. Yeah. Any last one, lads, before the deadline, send them on in. If not, we can wrap up fairly quick before the deadline. What are we on now? Nearly 50 minutes on stream. But yeah, we've another double game week obviously to worry about next week then. Yeah, any score predictions for the weekend, lads, or if you're triple captain and Rashford, what are you expecting from him? 10 plus is what I'm looking for surely. But anything less than that, hopefully he doesn't get that dreaded injury in the first game or whatever to keep him out. But 10 plus points is surely what I would be happy with. But yeah, a minute to go. Make sure everything's locked in, and yeah, if we've nothing else, lads, I think we can probably even end it there right before the deadline too. Thomas, good man, best of luck, triple captain locked in. Before I end the stream, lads, if you're on Instagram, you can throw us a follow there if you want, and I'm on Twitter there as well, at FPL Era, and yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So, lads, it's just gone half. If you're in Ireland, enjoy the bank holiday. Hopefully we'll all be celebrating a Rashford return tomorrow. But yeah, before I go, lads, if you enjoyed the stream, drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you enjoyed that stream. And yeah, we'll be back then. Don't think we'll be back next week for a deadline stream. I'm off to the rugby game. All depends if I can bring me stuff down to Dublin, but if not, I'll be on Instagram anyway. I can chat to you on there. But good man, Connor, fair play to you for tuning in, man. Enjoy the bank holiday. But yeah, we'll leave it there, lads. So best of luck to you for the week. Hopefully Rashford goes manic, and yeah, we'll see you all next week. So best of luck.